Hello Year 1, it's Tuesday today and it is the 2nd of March. We are into our last week of our home learning and we are going to be working in our comprehension workbook today on page 7. So today for your lesson you will need your workbook and you will also need your yellow lined workbook, and you've been doing some fantastic work in this, so we're going to carry on today. But before we do that, we are just going to have a little look at my challenge stars. Now on Friday last week, Mrs. Becky's and I set you a challenge, didn't we? And I asked you to write me some simple sentences that would tell me how to draw a picture, just like Mrs. Becky did for us. And 4 children completed my challenge. So over the weekend I have spent some time drawing your pictures and I know that you can't wait to see them. So Violet, you wrote me 4 sentences and you said, can you draw a flower? It has a long stem, the stem is green and the flower is red. Well, guess what, Violet? That's exactly what I did. And here, Violet, is your flower. I'm going to make it nice and big so you can see. And there is your flower that I have drawn for you. Does it match your description? Have I got a green stem and red petals? I have. And I've written your name at the top so that when you come back to school on Monday, you can take it home. Well done, Violet. Thank you very much. Let's look then at number 2. So Fern asked me to draw a cat, and Fern said it has black fur, it has pink eyes, and he has a little red spot on his nose. Shall we see if I got it right? Let's have a look. Are you ready, Fern? Here is your cat. Wow. Now, Fern, have I drawn your cat just as you imagined? Has it got black fur? It has. Has it got pink eyes? Yes. And if you look very closely, you will see a red spot on the cat's nose. So thank you very much for completing my challenge, Fern. Your picture will be waiting for you when we come back to school on Monday. Then we had Alexa. Now, Alexa, your 4 sentences were super, and you said, I want you to draw a unicorn. It must have wings and it needs 2 big blue eyes. It has a furry mane and a rainbow tail. That's a lot of instructions, Alexa. Do you think I managed to do it? Shall we have a look? Let's have a look. Are we ready? Here you go, Alexa. This is your picture. Wow. Do we think I have achieved your 4 sentences? It's got a rainbow tail and a rainbow mane. Tick. It's got big blue eyes. It's got wings. And it's got its unicorn horn on the top. I hope you like that. And again, that's for you when you come back to school. And then lastly, we had Zach. And Zach, you wanted me to draw a fish. It must have big eyes. It must have 2 fins. And it has fancy scales. So let's look at Zach's fish. You really have put Miss James's drawing skills to the test, Year 1. Are we ready? And here is your fish, Zach. Let's check. It's got 2 fins, it's got big blue eyes, and it's got fancy scales, and I've drawn you some rainbow scales there, just like the rainbow fish. So thank you so much, Year 1, if you completed my challenge. And even if you didn't, I'm sure that you enjoyed looking at those challenges with me today. So let's have a look then at what we're going to carry on doing. So you will need your yellow lined workbook, okay, for the next activity. And we are going to continue with this week's high frequency words. Now, yesterday we played our Wheel of Fortune game, didn't we? And we practiced our high frequency words. And Nancy, you are getting brilliant at filling your whole line with your high frequency words, so well done. I know that they are going to stay in your brain and you are going to be able to read them by sight. So a big thumbs up to you. So today then, like last week, we are going to have a go at reading our 3 sentences, and then we are going to use the pictures to help us like we do with our comprehension learning, and then we are going to think about which of my 3 high frequency words are going to fit in the sentence the best, okay? So first of all, what we need to do is we need to read our 3 high frequency words, so let's do that together. Now, let's see today if we can read them by sight. So I will point, you shout out, tell your read it at home, and then I will tell you when we can read it together. So the first one is my. Well done. So number 1 is my. Let's have a look at number 2. Can you read it by sight? Have you been practicing? Up. Well done. So we've got my, up, and the last one, can. Well done. So we've got 3 high frequency words there today. My, up, and can. And then we've got 3 sentences and 3 pictures. So let's do the first one together, and then we are going to write each sentence in our yellow lined book with the right answer in the missing space, okay? So let's have a look. Now the first sentence, we can see that there is a missing word at the start. So let's think about what that might need to be. And to help us do that, we need to read the rest of the sentence. So, something, now let's read this together, make sure you're sounding out with me. Hair is, and remember that's a high frequency word, so we should be superstars at is now. We practiced that all last week. Hair is long. Long. Hair is long. So, what can we do now to help us? You're right, we're going to look at the pictures, see if any of them have long hair in them. That might help us to think about which high frequency word is going to be the best one. So let's have a look then at the bottom. Oh, I can see here we've got a girl and she's pointing to her hair. So she might be talking about herself when she is writing this sentence. So can you think about which high frequency word might make the most sense? Shout it out to me, I think you might know already. You are correct, year 1. It's going to be the high frequency word my, isn't it? Because she's saying my hair is long. It's not going to be up or can, because that wouldn't make sense. And when we look at our picture, we can see that the picture matches the sentence and matches the word. My hair is long, and that's what the little girl is saying in her sentence. So we're going to write the high frequency word, and it's a tricky word as well, isn't it? My, at the beginning of our sentence. Now, you can see here, this doesn't have a capital letter, but we must make sure that because it's at the beginning of our sentence, we write it with one, okay? So I'm going to put a capital M, which makes the letter M, and a Y. My hair is long. And I'm going to match that picture up to the girl. Brilliant. Well done, year 1. So, what I would like you to do now is I would like you to get your yellow lined workbook. You're going to start a fresh page, and we are going to write the dates. That's the most important job first, isn't it? So you can see I've written my date at the top here, and I have been practicing writing the word March, because that's our new month, isn't it? So for the rest of the month, that's what we're going to write. So we're going to do a really good job at trying to get that correct, okay? So Tuesday the 2nd of March 2021. And then once you've done that, you're going to leave a line and we are going to write each of our sentences with our missing high frequency words in. So you should have 3 sentences that make sense, most importantly. Okay, so once you've done that, then we are going to have a think about our learning question for the day. Now, you will see that in your books today, we are working on page number 7. And page number 7 is all about book topics. Now, what do we think a topic is of a book? It's what the book is about. So, a topic could be football, it could be a book about plants, it could be a book about where we live, our world, okay? So it's thinking about what the book is about. Now, today in your activity, you've got to read a few sentences and decide which sentence is the correct sentence for the book, okay? So, what I thought we could do together is have a look at some books and have a look and a discussion and see if we can think about what Miss James's books are all about. What are the topics of the books that I have chosen today? So our learning question is, can I recognise and discuss different book topics? So remember, our word recognise means can we look at, do we know? Okay, so what can we see? And then discuss, remember, means talk about. So we are going to talk today together about some different books and what they might be about. So let's have a look at the few that I have chosen. Now, the first book I have chosen is this one here. Now, just from the front cover, so this here, this is the front cover of the book. And the front cover of a book tells you a lot. It tells you about what the book is about, and it also tells you the title of the book. It tells you the author, remember that's the person who writes the book, and it sometimes will tell you the illustrator. And remember, we met an illustrator, didn't we? He came to our school, Nick Sharrett. And the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures for the book. So, the front cover is really, really important because it tells us a lot, and it also wants to be really exciting because an exciting front cover will help us to pick it up off the shelf and say, I want to read that book. Okay, so let's have a look at the first book then. And I want you to discuss with your adult at home what you think this book is about just from the front cover. Okay. If you told your adult that you think that the book is about Winnie the Witch, then you are correct. And we have read lots of books about Winnie the Witch, haven't we? So we know that her name is Winnie, and it's also in the title, Winnie. Okay. Now, the book also tells us that it might be about dinosaurs, because there is a dinosaur skeleton on the front cover. So I think that the book is going to be about Winnie and something to do with a dinosaur. And straight away, I know that I want to read this book because it looks quite exciting. So if you told your adult that you think the book is going to be about Winnie the Witch and dinosaurs, you are correct. Well done. So let's have a look then at the next one. Now, here is a different kind of book. And this book is all about factual information. So that means it's going to tell us things that are real, that happen on planet Earth. So straight away, what can you see? What do you think that this book is going to be about? Tell your adult. You're correct. This book is all about ambulances, and it's going to tell us lots of different things about people who help us and about ambulances and paramedics. And if you look really closely, the front of the book tells you a little bit more. These 4 pictures here tell us that we might see what happens in the offices. So they are the people who tell the ambulance drivers where to go. It's going to tell us about what the paramedics do. It's going to tell us, maybe it might tell us about the paramedic's job. And it's also going to tell us about different ways of people getting to us if we need help. So sometimes the ambulance might be too big, or sometimes the motorbike can get there faster than the ambulance. So even though we can see the book is about ambulances, looking a bit closer at the smaller pictures, we can get a bit more information about the book. Okay, so the topic of this book is ambulances. Okay, and then lastly I have another book here, and there is only one picture on the front of this book. So straight away you should be able to tell me what the topic of this book is going to be about. Volcanoes, well done. So this book is going to tell us all about volcanoes, and we can see that because there's only one picture. If we read the title, it might tell us a little bit more. And the title of this book is called Dangerous Earth. So if something is dangerous, what does that mean? You're right, it means that we need to be careful, that it might be scary or it might hurt us. Okay, so I think by looking at the word dangerous, this book is not just going to tell us anything about volcanoes, it's going to tell us about what happens when a volcano erupts and how that will affect us, or how it will affect the place where the volcano is. So today, before you begin, I would like you to have a go at writing me a sentence about any one of the books that I have just shown you. The book is about, and then you're going to choose which book you thought was your favourite out of the 3 books that we have just discussed. So which topic do you think you will enjoy the most? And I would like you to write it and tell me in your sentence what you found out about the book just from the front cover. What do you know about the topic just from the front cover? Okay, and then once you've done that, you can then go on to your activity for the day in your book. So let's have a look at that. Ready? So not to forget, once you've had a go at writing about one of my books, you're then going to complete page 7. And you've got 2 books to read about and discuss, and then you've got a little activity at the bottom which is asking you to draw a book that matches the description. So you've got some lovely activities there to do today, Year 1. Thank you for looking at my books with me, and thank you very much for completing my challenge. You are working really hard, and I will see you tomorrow. We're nearly at the end of the week. Keep going, and I can't wait to see you.